Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Plus Two podcast. And today we have a very important one because we have some very, very big news. Now, if you've not heard, the WCA is removing clock next year and they're adding FTO. It's big news. Clock's one of the easiest events to learn. It's one of the fan favorite events. I don't know what they're doing. We're gonna find out, but today we're gonna talk a bit about that and some other things like reviewing the competition we just had in where was it? Bergsbrunna. That's in Uppsala. So guys, are we ready to get going? Because before that, what we have to do is introduce some of our guests. So guys, please welcome the guests. We got Cheese Cubing here.
Hello.
And then we got Oliver.
Hey. Hi.
And then we also have two other people who did not join. I don't know what's happening with them. We'll see if they decide to join later. But they're not here, so I guess we can move on. And like what Vakuber right here says, I don't like this decision by the WCA. Lots of people don't, lots of people do. But let's start with you two. What do you guys think about this decision by the WCA, removing clock and adding FTO?
Well, since I'm a clock main, I am not really a fan of this decision. Even though I like FTO, clock is still my favorite event by far. So I do not like that they're removing it and saying that it's hard to scramble when it's really just using a different notation.
So I like that they added FTO, but I didn't ever like clock. So I don't really care, but I don't like that they take away events. So
yeah, and it's what I think is that you sometimes just need something different, and that's what clock is. All the other ones are, well, it's basically wrist moves followed by flicks, but with the clock, it's kind of it's with it's not really a cube. That could be another argument why they removed it. But then also that usually you remove events that are just like variants of other cubes, just like 3 with feet. That's just weird. I mean, I think 3 with feet should just be an unofficial event. I don't know why they even had that before, and it's way different here with clock, where I guess it's kind of like the magics, where it's not really a cube, but it does say puzzles. The WCA in their description says it's the governing body for puzzle solving sports, and clock's a puzzle made by Mr. Rubik. So yeah, it's weird, but we'll try to give the other two, if they join us, then I guess we can just get their takes then. But first, we both are, or no, we're not two people. Us three, we all went to, kublördag 6. That's the one, right? Yeah. And so let's see, or let's hear from you guys. What do you guys think about the competition? How did it go for you guys? Basically, we're reviewing it.
Well, for me, it went quite good, especially in the beginning of the day. In Pyraminx, I had a 3.01 BPA, and I locked up very badly from that. I think I could have got it. Scube went okay, same with 2x2. In 3x3, I had one good solve, the rest were kind of okay. And 3 blind also went very good for me. I got my first sub 1 minute.
Yeah, for me it went kind of bad. I got PR in 2x2, but nothing else. 4x4, I got like a 46, no, 47 average or something, and like a PR in 6x6. But overall, kind of bad, I would say.
Yeah, and for me, I'm a blind main, I guess. And I got no successes in blind again, so that's just really disappointing. I was close a couple times, and my worst enemy right here, Mr. Lucas Usman's cheese cubing, he was the one who had to stop me on multi blind, where I literally had the right memo, but I timed out on the final cube, which would have given me my first success. So it's a bit controversial that cheese cubing is here with us today. But
You went over the time limit. It's on you.
I'd say 50-50. But apart from that, I mean, blind, I should have gotten successes there, but unfortunately not. And then apart from 2x2, where I literally got what was like a 14 average, something like that, because I did like U's instead of U2s. Because when you flick, sometimes you just miss it with your finger. And that's what happened to me on all my 2x2 salts, basically. But other than that, or those two, I had a pretty good competition. PR in like almost all the events, except for the ones I just mentioned. So that's pretty good. But let's go check. Let's check out the WCA page for or the WCA live page for kublördag Uppsala 6 and see how the competition went for most of the people there, or like podiums and stuff. Let's see. I'll pull it up on the screen right here. So in 2x2, well, both of you guys actually made finals in 2x2 with a 451 average. That is insane.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Lucas got a 420.
I'm not
Nice.
really that proud of that. I did the wrong EG alg on 2 of the souls.
Yeah, that's stuff that happens. And then a third person who was supposed to be here, Mr. Snow Cubing, he's not here. He said he was gonna be here, but he also made finals in 2x2 with a 339 average. Pretty good. But we don't care about first rounds. We're just looking finals. Or Daniel Wallin, he actually won again. I'm pretty sure he won the previous competition in Bergsamra. He did. So is Daniel Wallin on a redemption arc? Is he going for 3x3? 3x3 maining? Who knows?
I don't
Certainly
know.
looks
The
like it.
13 in the beginning says otherwise.
That's true. But the rest of his results were pretty good. Or a 7.687.
That's
But
quite average for him.
Yeah, and that 8 is basically a 9. So yeah. Then we have Dante Telecia Hultmark in second. A fair bit back, and then it was pretty close between Dante and Samuel there. But it's basically a second average difference between first and second. And Lucas almost got podium.
3 seconds away.
By 3 seconds, yeah. There was not that many people at this competition compared to how many there usually is. So kind of surprised about that. But let's check 2x2 finals, where Samuel he got first, followed by Klaus Klöver, and then Jack Belloni Salin, Snow Cubing. And Oliver here, he actually got PR average.
Yep. But
And then,
it was not that good still.
yeah, but he did beat Lucas Espan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then let's check just quickly check 4x4. There was a final 4x4, but of course Samuel he's pretty good at big cubes, so he took that in front of Daniel and Dante. Jack Bolisolin, Jack he almost got podium there as well with a double PR, average and single PR in 4x4. Lucas was just slightly back, and same with Oliver, who was just slightly back of Lucas. And we check 5x5 final. Basically the exact same thing, except Samuel got a PR best in 5x5. That's pretty good. And Lucas got a PR average in 5x5.
Yes, I didn't understand it when I did the solves. I did the fourth one, and then I checked like, wait, this might be guaranteed PR, and it was. I didn't even realize it in the moment.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. Like, I'm pretty sure I got Pyramid's PR average, but I just don't practice Pyraminx, and I like this all seemed bad to me, but somehow it just becomes a PR. But then we have 6x6 cube, where Daniel Lean took the win there. It's basically the same top 9 for all of these events, but that's usually how it is. Lucas got a 3 mean. There were quite a few PRs here. Oliver, you got a 3 minute 22 PR mean and a 3:14 average. It's pretty good.
Mm.
And wait, oh yeah, never mind. I had a double PR here actually, and that's only because, well, I guess in mean it's I just got automatic PR because it's the first PR, and in 6x6 I just had a good solve, so it's kind of cheating there, but yeah. And Jack Saline, he DNF'd his first solve, and then he got 506, so he's down to 12th to the DNF mean. And then two guys who didn't, or one guy got a DNF on the final solve. That's probably the time limit. And then Peter, the delegate, he got one solve on 6x6. And then 7x7, it's basically the exact same thing, except, yeah, where Lucas got a PR best there. That has to be close on, or, oh, it's a DNS, never mind. But almost average there.
The average wouldn't have been good though, because on the second solve I popped 4 times.
Yeah, that was insane. I was judging him. I don't know how you managed to do or pop 6 times. That's insane. But still got a PR best, which is not bad.
That's not bad.
And then Oliver, he got a 608 with 2 DNSs. Yeah, the time limits are harsh.
Yeah.
And then Jack Saline or Jack, he got an 8 in the DNS, and then I basically did the same thing at 10 DNS, which is an automatic PR because it's the first time I compete in 7x7. Then we have blindfolded, where in the first round I'm depressed because if I just gotten a success, I would have made it to finals. And this solve, the first solve, was really good. Or I'm pretty sure, I think it was pretty good.
That was the one I got a 51 on.
Yeah, it wasn't like, it was like 2 flips, and then like a two word first, or a 2 word corners, right? It was 2 word corners and then 2 flips or twists,
something like that.
Yeah, it was really good. Funny, we'll get to what happened here because that's going into fail of the week, totally. But then somehow Wilhelm Öhman, he's now like just as fast as me somehow. That's insane. But let's check finals, where Donny Evelina, of course, took the first place, followed by Jack Celine and then Thomas. I'm not going to attempt to say this Danish name. And then Lucas Ösman, you were just short of the podium by 3 seconds. That's like one pause, or yeah.
I didn't feel as good in the final. Yeah, it was the 113. I had like a 10-second long pause before corners. So that's definitely where I lost the podium.
So you basically could have gotten a second place there.
Probably a bit slower than Jack.
Well, around Jack. Maybe, yeah, you were in third. And then we had 2 Pyraminx, I think. Yeah, Pyraminx. It was 1 round. And a couple PR single or averages here. So I guess it was a good for the averages, including me right here. But yeah, I don't think you, or did you? No, you guys didn't get PRs there. But of course,
no, I looked up out of PR.
Yeah, it was
on the last one.
It was close. I think it's probably gonna be the exact same for Scoob. A couple PRs here. Not much to say about Scoob. And then 4 blind, where Yuck got a PR best of 11:09, and of course Donny Evelyn won it with 1:59. Just getting a success here would have given podium, basically. And unfortunately, me and you, Lucas, we did not get successes.
Yeah.
5x5 blindfolded. There was only 2 people who attempted, and of course, Donny Evelyn's winning. He almost got an average there, or a mean, whatever. And then multi-blind, where Wilhelm Öhman got a podium somehow. And there were quite a few DNFs, including me and you, Lucas.
Yeah, I got 0 out of 3.
Yeah. And then here, Jack Balloon Celine, 9 out of 10. That's pretty good. But it's not PR because of the system, 1 wrong. So he had 8 points then, which is disappointing. But, that's fine. And Don Evelyn only had 34 out of 44. 10 wrong. But that's just what happens, I guess. And that's us done going through kublördag plus 6. We can just head straight into weekly recap now, because why not? We're already here. I gotta pull up my things. I could do this, and then or that, and then we can do. That's the wrong one. Whoops. Weekly recap. There we go. We can actually not have this on, but weekly recap. Here's what happened. Theodor Zader 0.96. This one was from Oslo Open 2026. Wait, did he set another one, or is this the one that was set like 2 weeks ago?
It's probably the one from 2 weeks ago. I think the continental and world records at least stay up for quite a while.
Yeah, that's true. So we might have to skip a couple of days. Let me just double check this on 2x2. Yep. Or yeah, this is the one from a couple weeks ago. So we're already gone through that. Then we have South Africa. I think this one was from a couple weeks ago. Timofey Tarasenko. That one already went through. This one okay. All of these we already went through. Okay.
Not the 5 blind
one. Not the 5. Oh yeah.
This weekend.
5 blind. Ryan Eckersley from the UK got a 5 blind average of 259.4. That's insane. 5 blind, guys. 5 blind is equal to how many? Or how big of a multi-blind? Like
5 cubes, or no,
5,
4 or 5.
5 between a 4 and 5 multi-blind, and he solves that as fast as what I solve regular 3 blind, which is insane. But yeah, insane. Other than that, not much has happened here, so I guess that means that we can head and talk about the big thing, which is clock again. Let's head back to talking about clock. This is okay. Now I'm alone. That's not what I wanted. That just looks weird. There, we'll do this. Clock getting removed. Like, what? Why do you think that, or what do you think the big reasons are that clock was removed?
I think, firstly, as they said in the post that announced it, they believe that it's hard to scramble clock, even if I disagree with that. That's what they believe. And that might also be explained by the board members' average PR average being a mid 13. So they're not exactly good at clock, the people who removed it.
Yeah, and
sorry, I gotta go. Bye.
okay. We lost another one, guys. And I think Cheese cubing Lucas, he has to go in like 20 minutes, so, or 30 minutes, so we'll try to do this quickly. But like the head of the what was it, the regulations committee, world regulations committee, or something like that,
Something.
one of the committees, he said that he knew nothing about this, absolutely nothing, and then they just drop it. Like, they did not even consult the different WSA committees, like the regulations committee, the results committee, or I think they would at least talk to the appeals committee or whatever it's called, the one where it's about, appealing things that happened at competitions or whatever. The regulations committee, which of course manages the regulations, like suggests new things or make sure that everybody follows the regulations, I guess. And then like the competition, the team that, what's that one called? The team that approves competitions and stuff. Because those are like the things that those three committees are like, they would know a lot about clock, because that's basically what, or maybe not the only thing they work with, but they work a lot with it. Especially the regulations committee and the appeals committee, because they have the info that they need there. But then, like, if the delegates don't know, because the delegate for our region, Daniel Verlin, he did not know anything about this. We asked him at the competition, what do you think about the clock decision? He said he had no idea that this was happening as well, and that there were members from the WSA at Nordic Tours Championships where he did not even get information from them. So it's really just came out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Although we did not know that they were looking to add or remove events, and they sent out this form or whatever to anybody who wants to vote for it. But
Yes,
still,
in that form, if you look at people's answers, most of the people said that 5 blind or 7x7 should be removed. There were only volunteers where clock was in the top 3.
yeah. And I mean, for 5 blind and 7x7, I understand why you want to remove it. It's too big. It takes too much time. It's hard to squeeze it into a competition day. Like, at kublördag Uppsala, you only get 45 minutes for all blind events. Now, if you want to do 5 blind, usually, depending on how good you are, it can go from anywhere from the world's best, which are around 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes usually, something like that, or maybe 3 to 5 actually. And then we have the decent good, like pretty good at blinds, which are maybe around closer to like 20 minutes for 4 or 5 blind. And then we have like people like me. My only attempt at 5-blind at home took me an hour, and it's hard to fit it in into competition schedules if you want everybody to have a chance at it. And then for 7x7, it's the same thing. First of all, it's hard to scramble. Like, really easy to make mistakes. They have rules that say that you can't, or you're allowed. Sorry, you're allowed to send out the cube if it's not matching the scramble. Only if you think that you did it right or you try to follow it to the best of your abilities. So that's something you can't confirm, or you can't really scramble confirm world records there. You just gotta, trust it, I guess. And then, well, it also takes a while for people to solve, especially the intermediate cubers who don't like practice 7x7 every day.
Yeah, and now they're removing one of the fastest events and instead adding another event that for beginners takes maybe 2-3 minutes. So even if it's still 17 events after Worlds next year, it's still gonna be harder to fit all the 17 events into a schedule.
Yeah, and for most people, you could probably get in clock in under 2 minutes of competing time. For most people, it takes 20 seconds and under. That's like 99% of people. 20 seconds and under. And that you can really easily fit into a competition schedule. Like, if you take the solving time plus the scrambling time, scrambling goes really fast. It's like on the speed of like a 3x3 around, and it's as fast as a 3x3. Basically, it's basically the same pace as 3x3. How long does a 3x3 round usually take? Maybe like 30 minutes, depending on this. Like from 30 minutes for a second round or a first round,
something like that.
But yeah, to maybe for the first rounds at like Worlds and stuff, it's of course gonna be way longer. But for an average competition with maybe 50 people, it's gonna take like half an hour for first and second round, and then like what
10 to 15 for finals.
Barely 10 to 15 minutes for finals. It's gonna be the exact same thing for clock around. So like, why remove that and add an event, like you said, that is really hard for beginners? And you're removing the easiest event to learn. Like, I know people who know clock who can't solve a 2x2 or 3x3 or a pyraminx. And pyraminx is supposed to be like the easiest one to learn, but it's not. Or that's what people say, but it's not. It's clocks. Like, you don't need any algorithms. All you need to know is which pin to have up. Like, it's just the pins. That's the only thing it's about. You just gotta learn about the pins, and learning about the pins is not even that hard. It's just the clocks around the pins that are up, and then you just gotta know which steps to do, which is not even that hard.
Even in 7-simul, it's still quite easy because it's still just the same thing with the pins. You follow a specific pin order. The only thing is that you have to do a bit of memo before, which is not really adding difficulty to the event. It's just adding memo.
Yeah, and if you think about it this way, 7-simul is basically clock blind, except you can look at the clock and you don't time the inspection. Compared to 3-blind, let's say. In 3-blind, it's actually, it's not really it's not that hard, but you do have to practice the method quite a bit to actually get it into your brain, especially with OP. With OP, you gotta practice the setup moves. You gotta stuff like that. It's not hard, but you do have to do some practice there. And then same thing for M2. It's even harder. You gotta learn a couple algorithms to do blindfolded. With clock, with 7-simul, you just gotta know which pins to put up, which pins to put down, which is basically what you do in the beginner's method as well. And then you also gotta, well, like turn the right dials, but that like you just that's just the same thing with the pins. It's you just it's just put the pins up. Oh, these pins are up. I do these ones. Like you can say this. I could probably do a 7 simul solve without the memo by just looking and then doing it. Whereas
if you do B-pole, probably.
yeah, exactly. But with blindfolded solving on other cubes, you need to learn the method and practice the method. I've never done 7 simul. I've never touched 7 simul, but I'm 99% sure that I can do 7 simul sighted, whereas doing 3 blind sighted is a bit harder. If you don't know 3 blind already.
And
But yeah,
also with the beginner method for clock, I'm pretty sure that if you have learned it at some point and then you forget it, you can probably remember it by yourself.
yeah, because literally what you do is you solve the clock to the piece, not the piece to the clock. Or sorry, that makes no sense. You solve the cross to the piece, but not the piece, and not the piece to the cross. And you point everything upwards to 12. And then you do the exact same thing on the other side. And then you solve the cross to the corner, and not the corner to the cross. And then you repeat that until it's done. Not hard at all. But with compared to FTO, what do you need to know for FTO? Well, you have to.
It's basically
What
a
is
4
the
by
first
4.
step? It's basically a 4x4, but it's just it's like the last layers a bit harder. Everything is harder. Bunch of algorithms you have to learn, and it just like it is one of the hardest events to learn. I would say of the 18 events that are not, or I'm gonna say 18 events that are now in the WCA because that's where it's gonna be starting in January. But out of all them, apart from the blindfolded, which is of course really hard, I think that FTO is gonna be would be one of the hardest to learn.
Square one is probably a bit harder.
It's only square one; it's a bit harder, but I mean, square one's a cube, I guess, and sometimes you need a couple hard ones. But why remove easy ones to remove hard ones? That just makes no sense. Clock is bringing in people to the WCA. It's an easy event. People can learn it, and that just makes everybody happy. Here we have ES Mad Aardvark 482. Why could they not just add FTO and let clock stay? Why did they have to remove clock? Just make it 18. Yes, I know that it'll be harder to hold bigger competitions because there's more events, but you don't need every event at every competition. Like the only thing this affects is worlds, Euros, and nationals. And in worst case scenario, just add stricter what's it called? Stricter
Qualification limits.
Yeah, qualifications. Because that just solves the problem. Less people there, more faster people there. We got more time. Like I would be okay. Be as a blind man, I would be okay to not like be able to compete in like 4 blind, 5 blind at a major competition because I'm probably gonna get last. I'm probably gonna DNF as well. Why use up the time on me? Although it is fun with big cubes, I will say that. But now we have a late joiner here. We have Snail Cubing, Yuck Blue and Celine here. Yuck, why are you late?
Hello. Well, I was packing.
Right. He was going somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going away tomorrow for 2 weeks.
Yep. And I think our other guest is on the way too.
Yeah, I think so.
So, well, yeah. But yeah, you are the Swedish champion in clock. You joined at the perfect time here when I'm talking about WSA removes clock and adds FTO. Let's take your opinion on this.
Yeah, so I think it's a bad decision. I think generally don't remove events they if they're generally liked. Like I get beat because there's very valid reasons for it to get removed. I don't know why it was a event from the start, but I mean any puzzle that's added to the WCA should not be taken away because so many people have been grinding it still and put so many hours into it. So no matter what people thinks about clock, I don't think that WCA should remove it. And yeah, that's just the big part. I have a lot to talk about it, but I think also that all of the WCA's arguments about it was really bad arguments. I don't get their arguments, and I have counter arguments for all of them. So yeah, I don't know what you have been talking about before. Maybe you already mentioned stuff.
Well, I think we all share the same opinion. It's like, don't do this. Why are you removing events? The WSA wants to grow, and by removing clock, there's gonna be a lot of people just call it quits. Like, why not just like your best event that you've been grinding for years, for literally years, is getting removed. Why would you even compete anymore? Like, for lots of people, they just do clock or a certain event, and they're way worse at other events. Like, sure, you can go to another event, but you kind of don't want to do that. You found your specialization, and you practice it. Think about it like this: what if at track and field, athletics, whatever? What if they just removed, let's say, the 100 meter because I don't know. Actually, something weird happened there. It's too short. It doesn't show the athlete's skill enough.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
why would you do that?
another reason clock is getting removed could be the incident at last year's World's Finals with Anthony Stoyek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I sure I understand that it was scramble, and it's because or they
It was the runner's
validated
fault,
it
right?
before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
or
probably
it could be the runner. It could be just he's walking and then the cover shaked a little bit and then it moved. It could be when the judge put it down on the table. It could be when the judge lifted up the cover. It could be lots of stuff, and I think
It
it's
could
just
have
a
been the
fault.
scrambler, right? I mean, they shake it multiple times, but still, maybe they didn't shake those enough, or maybe they
Yeah,
they
just
there's
could
many things that could
they
have
could
gone
have
wanted to
wrong
done a
there.
turn
sabotage.
when they put the clock in the cube cover. They could have accidentally turned the dial.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
and
my counter argument to that is that could happen to any event, particularly I would say like square one, because
yeah, because
you could
in
just
score
go
one,
like you could go one like this, and yeah,
yeah,
that's a
and what
scramble, right?
What what
Yes.
what's good with square one is that it has to be sliceable. That is a rule. It has to be sliceable so that it removes like I don't know a few of the cases. But I think whose fault it is or the who's at fault for this incident out at Worlds is the or who the people who are at fault are the people who validated the scrambles or like afterwards because he did go to the I don't know like to the people who were supposed to do that and asked, can you confirm that everything's good here? Can you confirm that I got the right scrambles? Can you confirm all of that? And they said yes. But even after looking at all the video footage that they had, all of that, they confirmed it. And sure, it's like it's still not good that he loses podium there, at before going up there. That's still not good for the WCA, but
I
it's
think it's
way
just
better than
WCA's
this.
fault, not Clock's fault. It's fully the
Yeah,
WCA because they had a pretty bad solution, if I remember correctly. They like took away his prize money, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
That like why would you take away his prize money? Like it's your fault. You should have better regulations, or I mean it's the scrambler's fault, sure, but it's definitely you shouldn't take away Clock because of that, and you shouldn't take away his prize money.
yeah. It was also that he wasn't he denied checking the scrambles himself afterwards.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like his miss scramble was easier. It was actually one tick harder
yeah,
Yeah.
than
it's
the
harder, and
scramble was supposed to
still,
get.
yeah. But now Yuck. We got your take on Clock. What is your take on FTO?
I think that FTO I just looking at an FTO, we can check here. It's an 8-sided puzzle, and I think it should be in the WCA because it's one of those. I forget what it's called. Maybe but when all you can have a 3-dimensional shape and every side is equal size. So
Platonic solid.
platonic solid, right? And it isn't an event yet, so I think that it should have been an event from the start. So I think it's good that it's an event now, even if I don't like solving a FTO, because it's not fun to solve. I don't like pyramids, and this is like a bigger pyramids. Um, and it makes me think of clock removal. But yeah, I think it should be a WC event without clock being removed.
Yeah, and here we have Vincent Vester with his take on another big reason to remove Clock. Is it's basically like the magic at the highest level. At this point, there's no creativity, and basically everybody does the same solution. Yuck!
What?
You are the Swedish champion. And what do you think about this?
Well, Lucas is faster than me too. He knows more, but like it's absolutely not the same solution. I don't think the same solution has ever been done. The same scramble has ever been done. It's, I mean, a 2x2.
I
I
think
would
it
say
means
two
that
by two fits more into this because it's just what it's lots of algs, sure, but it's always like one alg and then the solve is done.
I think it means more that at the highest level, like in the world's finals, no one is gonna go for a different solution than the rest of them on one scramble. Everyone's gonna do it from the
Basically,
same angle.
it's all 7 turns. I get that, but it's the same for every other sprint event. I would say like 2x2 pyramids, cube. If you can find the um, best place to start memoing from, um, then then yeah, everybody else is going to do that right. That's right, but it's the same for 2x2. If you find a side where like 3 of the pieces match up, then that's probably a good side to start from. So everyone probably will do the same solution in a world's final, but it's not specific to clock.
But here's my take on this. I don't do 7 simul, so I can't speak 110% about it. But there would be 4 different solutions, right? 2 for B Paul, where you start with the one side forward and then the other side forward, and then the 2 for the other one. I forget what the other 7 simul
Thomas.
method is called. Yeah, so those are the 2, right? Or 2 different 7 simul methods, and then there would be 2 scrambles per method for every, or not scrambles, 2 solutions every per method
Yeah,
per scramble.
basically.
So there's 4 solutions. But if you think at 2x2, everybody's gonna do the same first side most likely, because usually there's a bar, or there's three like a three
On L.
side or three stickers on a side. So everybody's gonna do that one first. Sure, there'll be some variations on if you do with a sexy or with a sledge. Usually, it's gonna be an inverse sexy insert or a sledge or hedge. But then at that point, you would just do an inverse sexy again. But and then you just do one more algorithm, and everybody basically does the exact same algorithms. So it's basically the exact same thing. There's probably
it's not
less.
specific to clock.
It's
Any
just about
event
executing
could be like
fast,
that.
and it's just about executing fast, and it also does not look like the other events. But who cares if it doesn't look like the other events?
Yeah.
FTO doesn't look like the other events.
No event
Mega
looks
Minx
like an
doesn't look
FTO.
like.
And also
only
all the
events-
sprint events
Everybody's
are
like, oh, it isn't a cube. Well, Megaminx isn't a cube. Pyraminx isn't a cube. Square
Square
one
One
shape
isn't a cube
shifts.
either.
Yeah, just in one position, but in every other position, it literally shape
No,
shifts.
it's in no position.
Oh right,
On a Square One, it's I think
this side is a bit
this
longer.
length is like 1 millimeter more than this side.
Sure, yeah, but like it's
Yeah.
basically a cube, but it shape shifts. No other event shape shifts. Why is nobody talking about that?
And also the executing fast part, that's all sprint events, and the 3x3
No.
is also getting towards
You're
that
going
point.
to want to have high
It's-
TTS, like that's
Yeah,
No,
that's
you want-
and
you-
also with Xuan and Yiheng predicting the entire F2L soon, they're gonna be able to one look 3x3 too.
yeah.
And
You don't even one look clock. Clock is not like normally you don't one look clock with Sun Simul. That's a different blind method.
yeah, and the thing is, in every event, you want to solve fast. In blindfolded, you need to solve fast. It's all about speed. It's about the speed of you memorizing it,
Yeah.
and the speed of you executing it. And the execution phase, a part of the speed there is remembering it. So it's all about speed. In big cubes, you can't just go slow in big cubes. You need to go fast. Although in big cubes, a small pause here, a small pause there, won't
Yeah.
affect your time as much as a small pause there in the sprint events. And then of course,
The
sprint
only
events,
event
it's
that
all
is
about
not
speed.
about speed is FMC, and I think it's good that we have variation. We have one event that it's not about speed, but like that one also sticks out. Like it's not weird for an event to stick out from the rest.
Yeah. Now Lilian can hear us, which is good. So, let's take your take on WCA removes clock and adds FTO.
I think it's bad. And I don't really understand why VCR will take off clock. It was very shocking for me because I think first 5x5 blindfolded will take off first.
Yeah. And FTO then.
I don't like FTO. I cannot solve it. I have tried, but I cannot solve it. I don't know. I don't like FTO really much. I don't understand why they must. I don't understand why they must delete the clock because they added FTO.
Yeah, everybody says it's for time reasons. They don't have enough time on championships to have 18 events, but that's a bad reason. I don't know why Daniel uses that reason because it's a pretty bad argument. Just host one fewer round, like literally just take away one round of clock. It's okay. Like have 2 rounds of clock, 2 rounds of FTO. That's okay. That's taking away 1 round, adding 1 round. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, the time problem, I can understand it for major championships, but another solution is to just just to remove to add higher qualification or whatever you call that. So
Stricter
in,
qualification.
yeah,
Yeah.
so instead of needing a maybe and a 10 clock average, a 10-second clock average, which isn't really, or it's like that's like okay, I guess. But instead of getting that, so some intermediate solvers can get in. I'm talking about like stage 4 then, or whatever, the last stage. Instead of having 10 as the limit, maybe have 8 or 7, because then you just get more fat or less slow solvers and just the fast solvers, so it takes less time. Same thing with big cubes, especially in big cubes, you can lower that quite a bit. You can, lower the time so it gets harder. Same with blind. Like blind, the times fluctuate so much there that that just makes sense. And then what else? Well, I guess all the events. Although the bigger or the slower the event, the more time difference it will make.
And Vincent wrote another thing. You can click on that one.
WCA is about twisty puzzles. Clock is fine, but I don't think it fits in the WCA. I mean, I guess clock is technically a twisty puzzle. You twist, or not really twist, but like
I
whatever.
don't know how you count that, because the thing I say, like, you it's people say like, oh, it's not a three-dimensional puzzle. How is it not three-dimensional? Like everything is three-dimensional. It's
And
not two-dimensional.
it has a front and back.
Yeah, it's obviously three-dimensional, and you do turn stuff. Like, you have a clock, you turn these things, you try to put all the pieces so they look the same, just like all the other cubes. And you could even, like, if you, now this would be weird, but you could take away the case and you can spin it like these. Now it looks even more like a twisty puzzle because you twist the pieces with your fingers to make them all. Like, that would obviously ruin the idea of a clock, but like, now you're twisting
I
things.
think the idea that Vincent is on to is that the pieces can't actually swap places with each other,
Yeah.
like they can, or like in square one here. If I do an M2, then I've swapped this one and this one and these two, and you can't do that in clock. But why does that matter? It's still 14 different pieces that have different permutations.
And I think that clock should just, or sorry, the WCA should expand to other types of puzzles. Like, sure, it's called the World Cube Association, and
Yeah, but there's a lot of puzzles that's not cubes.
yeah, and I think we should add other puzzles that aren't twisty puzzles to the WCA,
Yeah.
because like maybe you like clock. If we've had clock since what 2003, why remove it now? You could have removed it a while ago. You could have removed it after the
Yeah,
first
should have
or the
removed
first.
it before Seven Simul came, because back then it probably wasn't as exciting of an event, and there wasn't much. You know, they weren't competing the companies for having a good clock. There was only one Shengshao before the Shi came in like 2019. So
Well, there was the Rubik's too, but that was very hard to come across.
yeah, it was
Now
not
we have
like a good market that new clocks
yeah.
came every month like it is now
Now
with
we
the
have like
Shi.
10 different versions of the Shiji. We have the Shengshao V2, and just last week MoYu announced the Weilong clock. So now there is a market. The only major
Yeah,
brand we're missing now is Scan.
yeah, and well, you could also look out at other puzzles like what's it called? When you have the 15 numbers, you have to put them in the right area. I don't know what that's
Klotsky.
called.
Yeah, 15 puzzle
Yeah,
or Klotsky. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Why not add that? I mean, sure, it's not a twisty puzzle, but people can get
Yeah, it's a puzzle and I think it's
it's a
fun.
puzzle, and
Yeah.
it's a puzzle that you can have in real life, and it's a puzzle that can be scrambled differently and whatever. You can leave it in for, you can have scrambles on it, all that stuff. Then we should be looking out for these different types of puzzles that you can scramble, and you can have notation for, and then there could be different ways to solve them. Those are my three criteria for what should be in the WCA. And then of course it should
Yeah.
be not too fast, where it's like sub 1 second solves. Like like everybody can do that on every solve, and it shouldn't be like way too slow where it takes hours per solve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
different scrambles is good because that's why magic, like that was also a valid reason to take away magic and master magic. It's the same thing every single time. Like if clock was scrambled the exact same uh, way every time, I would get where they took it away. But like it's completely different every single solve. Like even if it's the same method, but obviously it's the same method with all the other cubes too.
Yeah, it
yeah,
has
and
way more combinations than the 2x2, for example. Like 2x2, that's about 3 million, and the clock is 12 to the power of 14.
Yeah,
yeah. And another thing is that it's made by Rubik, right?
Yes.
It's made by Mr.
Yes.
Rubik. So I mean the magic and master magic, who made that? Was that Rubik as well?
yeah, I think it was Rubik.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So I guess my argument doesn't hold there, but it's made by Rubik, and
Well,
it's
but
a
there's
puzzle
many
that
puzzles that were not made by Rubik from the start. Well, actually, clock was not made by Rubik's from the start, but they bought the patent like pretty early. They were the first to sell them, but
yeah.
it's not like Erno Rubik made the clock. But
Yeah,
also, like
exactly.
for example, Pyraminx, Rubik's never bought Pyraminx. Like Pyraminx have never been a Rubik's puzzle. They've always
Same
been
with
something else. And then I think Rubik's made their own, like Rubik's Pyramid, maybe I don't know, but it's not their idea, and they don't own Pyramixes. So
yeah,
that it's not a Rubik's puzzle is wrong because it is a Rubik's puzzle.
exactly. But I think we've done now. We've gone through WCA removes clock, and we've yapped about that for like a while. Let's
Yeah,
get into some of the fun stuff today. We've already gone through what's it called? We've already gone through weekly recap and all this stuff, but now we have two new people here, and kublördag uppsala 6. These two people also competed there. I know that Jack, you got a couple PRs there in a couple rounds. But how did the competitions go for you two? I know we're jumping back, but yeah, we gotta get their takes.
do you want to start, Lilian?
I think it's, but I think it's kublada was nice, and I get very much PR, but I failed my 3x3 average because I got +2. So that was sad, but it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I got most PRs in 4x4, but I still wasn't happy with my 4x4 because every competition with 4x4 I always choke something. The first round I DNF'd because I did the wrong A perm out of like a 45 average, and I got a 47 average. But then in the final I was so close again, but then I one sliced DNF it. I think it was a table one slice DNF out of a 44, and I would have gotten a 45 average. But I still got a 46 average, and I averaged like 48. That's good. But then I
No.
also got 9 out of 10 in multi-blind, with the one DNF being uh, an edge flip that I did to myself because the cube was solved, and then I thought that like, oh, this edge should be flipped, right? And then I flipped the edge for no reason.
Ooh.
But
But
You,
otherwise, the competition went great, and I got a podium in 3 blind, 4 blind, multi-blind, and 2x2.
yeah, and you got a four blind was it four blind single, right?
Yeah, it
PR?
was PR actually, even though it was pretty bad because the two other DNFs were like double as fast because they averaged like 7 minutes. But
Yeah.
yeah, 11 minutes is still PR.
That's what usually happens. But now, shall we head into fail of the week? There we go. We're getting 4 fails this week to laugh about, to be depressed about. I don't know. So I don't know. You guys restart. Just pick some order and tell us your fail of the week.
I have to see if I can remember a different fail of the week than the 4x4 I just said. Maybe I'll just take that one because I don't know.
My fail
But
was 3x3 blindfold. I fail on every success, every so
You were
I
so
don't know
close to like
why.
6 minutes on the first one. I judged you.
Yeah, that was. Oh, I was so depressed about it. But that was my worst fail of the week. I think, yeah.
Yeah, mine was Pyraminx from kublördag, where I locked up very badly out of a 301 average. I got 362 instead, which didn't even win the competition because Thomas got 3.60.
Nah.
so there we have it.
And,
The
I'd also like
3.
to nominate Zachary Cribb's 1.94 clock single, where he got an official 4 simul, and he got to the last turn at 1.16
Yeah, I
seconds,
saw
and then he
that
got a
video.
1.94.
That could have been the last world record in
Yeah,
clock
he could have
ever.
easily gotten like a
Yeah.
1.3.
That's depressing. But then I
Imagine
guess it's
getting a
my turn.
4 simul.
I have quite a few fails of the week. First of all, it's the fact that I have in my past 2 competitions, I have what's that? What's that? 11? No, 21 DNFs in blind. 0 successes in my past 2 competitions. So which is sad. It's depressing.
Oh, that's
Then
really sad.
and then I have the multi-blind thing where I timed out of first multi-blind success by probably like 20 seconds. 20-30 seconds,
Yeah.
which is also depressing.
But also, like we talked about, you remembered one wrong with like one letter, so it's not completely
Well,
safe to
what
say.
well the thing is that I knew in my head that the two were beside each other. That I did have in my head. But I
Okay.
did do XV instead of XW. So who knows? It could have been DNF there and then an even worse fail, I would say there. And then finally we have what do we have? There was another one that it has to be the 3x3 blindfolded, the first solve where I literally did everything right except for the fact that I uh picked the wrong sticker on I think I picked S instead of like H, so that resulted in a corner flip. So yeah, that's how I failed that, and it was really good. I memoed really fast. I think I 2 passed, and then I forgot the memo in the middle and messed up the end. But yeah, that's fail of the week. Now, since we have so many people here, this is the first time where we have multiple people on the podcast, I think. So that's fun. This is the so this means that we have to do something different. Now we're gonna have tips and tricks. So guys, you're gonna give tips and tricks, except you only get to give one liner basically. You get to say one thing really fast as a tip. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. We'll start with Lucas. One
Yes.
fast tip.
Yeah, since Jack is the Swedish champion in clock, I'm actually gonna take FTO instead. And my tip for FTO is try to be efficient when making the first center.
Interesting. Now let's head to Yuck, I guess.
I'll say just for competitions in general, try to relax and think that you always have probably another comp. That's not going to be the case for clock next year, maybe. But like, it's not that serious. Like, yeah, don't think about it that much.
And finally, Lilian.
Maybe. I don't know. Wait. I was
It's kinda hard
very
'cause-
stressful on my competition, so I think I have a tips on be relaxed, like Jack just say, and don't stress so much.
Interesting. And yeah, I think are we done for today? We might be, because we've gone through everything except for maybe we have there's the North American Championships next weekend. We'll see if I might stream that, do a watch along, although it's at the middle of the night for us. But yeah, and then the week after that we have Euros, right? No. Yes, maybe.
It's
Something
Yeah.
like that.
16th to 19th
This-
July.
So 2
Uh,
weeks after
Kinda
that. Right?
regretting that I'm not going to Euros now when it's the last Euros with clock, and
You could
Uh,
just become
Oh,
Euro
do you not
champion.
going,
I'm not going now.
Lucas?
I don't think
do
any
you?
of us are going.
I'm going.
Or Lucas is.
Lucas
Oh.
is going away.
Where is it? I forgot.
Arnhem in the
Arnhem,
Netherlands.
Oh.
And
Ah.
it's on the day of the World Cup final in football.
Yeah.
So
That's one of the reasons. It's also
yeah.
Yeah.
But we are also gonna be having a watch along there, and I think Yak said, you said that you might join for
Well, when
some
it's a
clock.
World Cup match, I'm going to be I'm going to watch the games, but
Isn't that in the evening? Like
It's
3
in the
hours
evening.
after?
Yeah.
It's like 2-3 hours after awards.
okay. Well, yeah.
Well, Yak, you might join for clock.
Yeah,
final?
might. I don't know what time clock is, but
You might see me on the stream, probably not. You never know.
I'll try.
And then will Lilian join? Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe
Join.
the watch
Uh-huh,
along.
Join the watch along.
I think so. Yeah.
And we're probably gonna have some other guests as well. So that'll be really fun. Now we are done. So guys, don't forget to follow the podcast and all that. And okay, to the 3 guests, what are your final words?
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe to all 3 of them, or all
Hashtag
4
bring
of
back
us.
clock.
Hashtag bring back clock is very important.
Rip clock.
I have to leave now.
So
Bye-bye.
cheese
Yep.
cubing, Lucas.
Bye bye.
We'll see you later.
Yes.
And now he's gone. Do you two
I
have
should
anything
also
else?
go now because I must back because I have
Also,
cup.
sign
Tomorrow?
the petition if you're watching this. If you
Guys,
haven't signed,
I'm putting it in the description. I'm putting it in the chat right now. I'm gonna put it everywhere. Sign the
we have
petition.
about 5,000
Okay, I don't hear you
signatures
now.
right
So
now, and
bye-bye.
bye bye.
Bye.
And Anders Barhagen is trying to save clock at least, and he has a little group of delegates and WCA members that are good at clock and actually trying to bring it back while talking with WCA. So it's our only hope. We have about 5,000 signatures, which is more signatures than there were votes to remove clock. So it's really no reason for the WCA not to change their mind now.
Hashtag bring back clock.
Hashtag bring back clock. Bye bye.
Bye, Yak. Bye. And now, guys, we are done with this podcast. As all the people say, or all the people said, bring back clock, sign the petition. Guys, thank you so much for watching or listening. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow the podcast, all that stuff, and comment any tips, tricks, or video ideas, or anything about clock, because we need to bring back clock. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of your day, and hashtag bring back